Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, live from London, England. It's a party this evening at Queensway. 1 in the morning local time, 57 degrees Fahrenheit here locally, 14 degrees Celsius if you are in London, England. Andy Hamilton along with Mark Lopez with you for Week 8 Simulation Football League action as the Carolina Skyhawks are in town to take on the London Knights. Mark, these two teams are having to go to work tonight, but what are the keys for both of them this evening?
Hi, Andy, and hi, SFL Nation. Well, Andy, as you said, these two teams are going to have a lot of work in front of them. We are at the back half of the season right now, and both are vying for still a position in the playoffs. For the London Knights offensively, it would be Angus McLean just keeping them spreading the ball. Their last win, he spread the ball a lot to his three primary receivers. He had one touchdown that game. If he can replicate that performance, then they can probably edge out a win. Meanwhile, defensively, I think London has to figure out the passing play of Carolina. Carolina has been good on their passing yards per game. London has to keep an eye out for that. Meanwhile, Andy, for Carolina, I think what they have to work on is the one-dimensionality of their offense this season. They have passed really well, as I mentioned, but they are really short on their rushing attempts, so just improving on that will be good for them this game.
Carolina will kick off to start this contest. The 3-4 Skyhawks boot it to the 1-6 London Knights. The Knights will bring it off the goal line out across the 20-yard line where they are clobbered at the 21. London getting their first victory last week, Mark, in this home stadium.
Yeah, and it was a good win for them as well, keeping themselves, still within the playoff contention. They have a huge mountain to climb, Andy, and down 1-6, but this might be the start of their climb back to that playoff run.
6-6 will probably get you in the dance. No guarantees, so London would, at very least, need to run the table or come close to it. First play from scrimmage. McLean dumps it off on this right-hand side. That is good for 6 yards, able to find the fullback out of the backfield, Iggy Swift.
And a good start for London on that play. Just you see how Angus McLean's intention is to really throw the ball to his receivers, find a lot of his open man. Iggy Swift, by the way, great catch on that one. He had one reception last game for 19 yards.
Shotgun look here on second down. McLean fires across the middle, nearly taken away. Was trying to fit it in a window to Vin Kalia, could not reach him.
Well, that's the one issue, though, with keeping on throwing the ball. He had 3 interceptions in the previous game, and if you're the Carolina defense, that's one thing you wanna look out for. Get those picks. Fortunately for Angus, Carolina hasn't taken the ball away that much away from their opponents.
Big third down here early in this game. Carolina trying to get off the field. London, two-step drop. McLean fires near side. Caught. First down yardage for London. Vin Kalia on an out route has a first down.
Yeah, and as you said, an out route. It was a good out route too. It was closely covered, but he was just able to cut the corner and just find enough space to make that catch. Great play.
Kalia, second-year man, 6'2", 201, had 7 catches last week for 64 yards, has just over 650 yards on the season. Split backs here. McLean to throw again. Dumps it out of the backfield left side. That is Merrill. He gets loose and is able to find his way to the 45. Little shake and bake.
And that's Merrill's first touch of the ball this game. We're going to see him touch the ball a lot probably this game, most likely with the receiving. That said, he didn't get any reception last game, so it's interesting. Angus starting to throw to him early.
Heavy formation here off to the left. They give Iggy Swift right up the middle. First down yardage for the fullback. Had 10 carries last game, 2.3 yards per carry, and he has a first down here.
Yeah, Andy, and Iggy isn't that big of an individual, only 6'1", but at 248 pounds, he has that strength and power to push in for a yard. He goes for more than one. Good first down for them.
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal, and he is a power fullback for these London Knights, and he's able to move the chains here. Now he's going to block for Robert Merrill. Merrill, a preemptive spin move will net 3, but nothing more than that. Let's run through this London offense. Angus McLean, the second-year quarterback, third season in the SFL. Robert Merrill, first season with the Knights, eighth in the league. Iggy Swift, the rookie. Fox Highwind, another rookie at receiver. Vin Kalia, Dustin Zeck, Benji Matson, and Dayton Rhodes round out this offense. Shotgun look on, 2nd and 7, 8:24 to go. McLean fires across the middle, caught, first down yardage, all the way to Carolina's 30. Catch made there by Fox Highwind.
Wow, and I think that would be receiver number 4 tonight, and only in the first drive by Angus McLean. And this receiving core of very young people or very fresh faces to the league, Andy. Just this opening drive are showing that they have the energy to play hard, make great plays. That was a great play in the middle of the field end.
Yeah, a young team, and Liam Crowder, the owner of the London Knights, has talked for a couple seasons now about getting guys in here that want to stay and want to grow into a team that's going to make an impact. Got a lot of rookies this season trying to keep them around. McLean dumps off to Merrill out of the backfield on 1st and 10, and he only picks up a yard before the linebacker, Siobhan Prasad, can come over and wrap him up. Let's run through this Carolina defense. Phil Hall and Christopher Colon are the defensive tackles. Siobhan Prasad, Levant Irvine, and Forrest Stark are the linebackers. Zane Doty, David Joseph, and Mark Martin, the rookie, are the cornerbacks. Rochelle Colston, Chad Nevels, and Kristen Hatley, the safeties. McLean fires deep down the middle, caught. First down yardage to the 12. They are knocking on the door. That catch made there by Dayton Rhodes.
Wow, what a play. And Angus McLean cannot be stopped in this drive. Just picking apart the Carolina defense. And credit as well to his receivers for running those routes, finding themselves open. And wow, yeah, Carolina really need to find a stop here, maybe prevent them or, keep them with only 3 points. But at this rate, I think they're just going to punch this touchdown in.
Early in the morning here in London, you'd imagine the hometown team would be tired, but they seem like they are energetic and have been waiting all day for this game. Pump fake from McLean, dumps out of bounds. Iggy Swift was probably better that he didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's true. And I wanted to point out earlier, Andy, 2 plays ago, the good decision-making so far this game by Angus McLean. The one play where he was facing a lot of pressure head-on, dumps it off to... I believe that was Robert Merrill for 3 yards, but again, another good decision to not catch for a loss there.
Looking to throw again, fires across the middle, in and out of the hands of the receiver, Dustin Zeck, trying to haul his first catch in today.
Yeah, and this is the first time that London is facing 3rd and long. That said, they are in the red zone. They have thrown already this game for several times, only run the ball very few times. And I believe Angus McLean has had 2 passes that went for over 15 yards. So 3rd and 10, there is a chance, but Carolina really sticking to their guns and their defense.
Skyhawks trying to close this thing out here. Another 3rd down chance for London. 41% coming into the game on 3rd down are the Knights. They need 12. Here is McLean, 7-step drop, blitz coming, and down he goes. Chad Nevels on a safety blitz has the sack, and the Skyhawks get off the field.
And Andy, I don't know, Nevels broke through that line at the snap. He was running towards McLean as McLean was stepping back, and no can do for Angus McLean. That's a huge sack. That takes away any chance of a touchdown. Great defensive play.
Nevels, his first career sack, the rookie 5th-round pick, 82nd overall, shows everyone watching at home how you can go from couch to field and make an impact right away. Kicker sends this one up and through for London, and that will set up the Knights with a 3-0 lead at home. What a drive.
What a drive for both ends of the field. Angus McLean and the London offense look unstoppable early, but some key defensive plays by Carolina, and they were able to just keep them to 3 points. By the way, we mentioned that it was Neville's first sack. It was also his first tackle for loss this season, and really making a big impact early on this game.
JT Delaney boots this one deep after adding the extra point, and return for the Skyhawks brings it up to the 22-yard line, and that is where we will see Sully Richardson and this offense come out.
Well, I'm looking forward to what Sully Richardson and the gang has, planned out for this game. I'd like to see them run the ball a bit more. I'm sure that Sully Richardson will put up an incredible passing game as he usually has, but using Logan Jack more would probably be helpful for them.
Did talk to Harish Prasad before the game, said he would like to get Logan Jack a little bit more involved. And on first down, they are going to go down. A sack coming from London. They bring the heat right off the bat. And William Davidson, the defensive tackle, brings him down.
Yeah, William Davidson also had one sack in their win last week. He said that, Neville, you're not the only one who can make big sacks. I can too. And wow, what a huge loss for 7 yards. Now they're pinned in their own 15-yard lines. What will you do, Sully?
Richardson, 2 in the backfield, and he will throw. Second down toss across the middle is good for a couple, and that'll be to Heath McDaniel Jr., good up to the 24.
Yeah, and good on Heath McDaniel Jr. running his route to the middle, finding himself open. And the quick pass by Sully Richardson, good connection right there. Makes it third. It would have been third and more, but this is better than what they would have initially.
Single back on 3rd and 8. Here is Richardson to throw. Dumps it out to Logan Jack out of the backfield. Jack, a long way to go. Will not get there. Down at the 26-yard line. London rallies, and they get off the field.
Yeah, great defensive play. Great defensive stop by London so far. You saw all receivers were covered. Everyone who tried to cut back for a catch already had the defender behind them. So even if the pass came to them, they wouldn't have crossed the first down line. So great defensive stop. Now Carolina, their first punt of the game.
Mike Johnson on to kick this one away. That kick is away, and London will return it. Angling towards the sideline, out to the 41-yard line goes Dustin Zeck, the return man, second-round pick, the 36th selection overall in Season 15's rookie draft. And London, with a 3-0 lead, will bring this offensive unit back out. Sully Richardson Angus McLean, on the first drive, 6 of 9, 59 yards for a 85 QBR, and they will look to throw here on first down in the gun. McLean stands in the pocket, delivers, almost picked off. Levant Irvine tried to jump that route.
Ooh, what a scary play, what a scary throw, but kudos to Levant Irvine just sniffing out that pass. He could have come away with that interception, Andy, and it looked like a lot of green space on the other end of the field. Just a sigh of relief from London. Now they live to see another play, another day. But looks like they might just pass the ball to Robert Merrill on this play.
Handoff right side. That is going to be good for 6 yards. That was Merrill who picked up the run to the 46, and it'll set him up here 3rd and 4 with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, and that was just solid team and individual play. A good opening in the trench by the O-line, and then great individual play to break away to the second level by Merrill.
Shotgun look here for McLean. He will take the snap, slings it on a go route. Diving catch made! Woo-hoo-hoo! Vincalia, show off, young fella.
Are you kidding me? The young kid. Sorry, second season in the league, but relatively young. What an athletic play. Just lays out for that catch, puts his body on the line, makes a key play, keeps the drive alive. And boy, would I pay big bucks for a receiver who puts his line on the life for big plays like that.
We are all young at heart and all young in the game, Mark, and that is the beauty of the SFL. Go from couch to field, no matter how old you are. And Vincalia, we don't know how old he is in real life off the top of my head, but he's making plays as a young fella on the field. Toss down, bottom of the screen, first down yardage on the crossing route. That catch made by Zeck.
Yeah, great play over. And speaking of making plays, this London team has been firing on all cylinders. He has thrown, Angus McLean has thrown to 5 different receivers so far this game, just sharing the love.
Handoff right side, and stood up and dropped in the backfield is Merrill. Merrill not going to get much further than the 18.
I believe that was Shravan Prasad as well on the tackle, making up for that whole 2 plays ago, and an early tackle, for a gain of 0. Good defensive play.
Two in the backfield here. 2nd and 10. 2:23 to go in the first. London knocking on the door at Carolina's 18 with a 3-point lead. Three receivers spread out. Skyhawks look to be showing blitz up the middle. They will back out of it. Oh, but diving into the hole to make the play and cut down the running back was Levant Irvine.
Whoo, what a play. And Irvine just quick like lightning, just shoots through the gap, finds the ball holder. Huge tackle for I thought it was a 0 gain, and now 3rd and long. London again. This is the 2nd time they're in this situation.
Gun straight. Carolina going to play bump. Here is McLean trying to find a receiver. Fires back in the end zone. Jump catch. Touchdown Knights. What a play. And the catch is made there by Dayton Rhodes. Dayton Rhodes, take me home to a place I belong. Touchdown London.
Wow. Man, Andy, speaking of place to go home to, ain't the touchdown, the red zone, the place to go home to? What a play indeed. And man, Rhodes that was an incredible play by him, despite being covered, jumps higher than his defender and makes that huge catch. By the way, he had the sole touchdown last week, and now this is his first in the first quarter of this game.
7 plays, 60 yards, and it's capped off with a 19-yard touchdown pass. Angus McLean to the tight end. Dayton Rhodes had a touchdown last week, adds another one today, his 3rd of the season. And that will give the London Knights a 10-0 lead. The 3-point favorites here at home, and with 1:42 to go in the first, they will kick it back to the Carolina Skyhawks, who went 3 and out on their first drive. Return will come off of the goal line and angled off to this right-hand side. The Skyhawks will get to the 21. Let's go through their offense. Sully Richardson, the 3rd-year quarterback. Logan Jack, the 4th season running back, 2nd with the Skyhawks. Tony Zoma, 3rd season with Carolina. Sam Avalos, Heath McDaniel Jr., Shea Carroll, Harish Prasad, and Jack Flash are the receiving threats. Whistle Jones, the kicker. 4 receivers split out, single back in the backfield, 4-2 look out of London. Richardson drops back and a toss it, bobbled and incomplete. Not able to find Avalos there. He drops it.
Yeah, no, when you get that ball in your hands, you got to catch it, secure it, because any small hit is surely going to dislodge that ball away from your hands. And that was both, a misplay by the offense and a good defensive play, just tracking down that ball catcher.
Shotgun look here. 2 receivers wide for Carolina, moving right to left, starting at their own 21. 2nd and 10. Richardson dumps it off. Harish Prasad on the out route, picks up 8, and goes out of bounds at the 28, 2 yards shy of a first down.
Yeah, still 2 yards shy, but I feel like that's still an opportunity for them to use Logan Jack in this situation. He is averaging 3.8 yards per carry this season. And only 2 yards to go. 3.8 is greater than 2. Andy, I think my math checks out. Just run the ball through him. But I don't think this formation is going to be that play.
Single back. Running back off to the right. Richardson, 5-step drop, fires as he's hit and could not get anywhere near a receiver. Marquise Reed in coverage. And that'll bring up 4th and 2. Carolina is going to have to punt this one away again.
Yeah, and the London defense might have given an early solution to the passing might of Sully Richardson, and that is pressure, just pressure in his face, hitting him, just getting to him before he makes a throw. And many of the situations we see early on this game, he has been hit on the pass. A terrible overthrow on that one, and now they're punting once again this game.
Punt is away. London will not get much of a return. And Mark, I don't know about you, but I'm a little surprised with how easily London has kind of taken the lead here and driven down the field. Very impressed.
Yeah, and it is. You're right. It's easy. It seemed easy on both ends, on the defense, on offense. Defensively, they've held Carolina to 2 3 and outs, and now on offense again, another opportunity for a score.
Two running backs in the backfield. They'll give right side to Merrill. Merrill cuts it back inside, able to pick up 4 on the carry, and with a minute to go, they were up to their own 39.
Yeah, and actually that was probably a good misdirection right there. Number 92, Phil Hall, overcommitted on probably a sack, therefore leaving a hole for Robert Merrill to come through the middle for a decent gain of 4.
Two backs, same formation. Carolina playing the nickel against it. They will give up the middle. Iggy Swift, the fullback, dives forward for 3. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1 at the 44, and for Carolina, important to get a stop here.
And it's interesting, their running core of Iggy Swift and Robert Merrill, this duo of fullback and halfback, have been balanced in terms of their touches. But when you look at Carolina, it's mostly Logan Jack and barely anything to Tony Zoma.
Two backs again. They give left side. Merrill on a stretch play, not going to get there. Carolina rallies to the ball and gets the stop.
Yeah, and this is an important stop from them as well. It seemed like momentum was in London, but good on them to take it back on their end.
That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. You're sticking with us right here. It's the SFL on YouTube and ESPN 252 Greenville, New Bern. The Carolina Skyhawks and the London Knights set to do battle. Andy Hamilton with Mark Lopez, Tom Rahman, and Rochelle Colston running the stats truck for us tonight. And we are live from London, England. Kickoff 1 a.m. local time as that punt almost gets blocked. Return here from Carolina will come from their own 18. Fumble on the play. Ball's on the ground. London has it, and they are still on their feet. Touchdown Knights. Shocking play for London, and they are going to score. What a way to make it happen. It's Benji Matson.
It's Benji. Oh my goodness, what a turn of events. I guess nobody was paying attention. Not the refs, not the players. They thought that was a down due to a tackle or something, and they just didn't pay attention. And wow, nothing. Not even a chance of stopping him. Everything is going London's way, Andy.
Believe that was a strip by the cornerback, Bub Rubb, and Benji Matson picks it up, is able to stay on his feet and put that thing in the end zone, and the London Knights find themselves up 16-0, and they will send on the kicker, JT Delaney, his 3rd time out tonight, and he will try and add the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick on the way, and good, and the 1-6 London Knights have a substantial 17-0 lead here at home.
Yeah, and they're just scoring on all aspects of the game. They're only missing a defensive touchdown. Now they have a special teams touchdown, an offensive touchdown, a field goal, and London is firing on all cylinders.
And if you're the Skyhawks, still plenty of game left, but you definitely are a little surprised here with 10:47 to go here in the second quarter to find yourselves down by so much. Return here out to the Carolina 22-yard line, and that is where their offense will come back out. Let's run you through this London Knights defense. Dean Sammy, the defensive end. Joe Duncan is the other defensive end. William Davidson and Zach Turner round out this defensive line. Jeff Gagne, Telemac Scarborough are the linebackers here for the Knights. Tanner Hendricks, Brandon Ewing are the cornerbacks. Marquise Reed, Bo Martin Jr., and Jack Russell, the safeties. Handoff left side, Logan Jack on first down, cut down. Not going to get anywhere. Telemac Scarborough right there to make the play.
And just throwing down the smack. That was a clothesline, huge tackle. Man, Logan Jack, I don't know what this guy is feeling right now. He must be rattled. That was a huge hit.
Jack only had 17 carries last game. They'd like to get him a little more involved. This might be the last drive they can. If they give up any more points, they're going to have to go to the air. Richardson to throw. Pressure coming. Oh. He just got rid of that one. Coming around the corner was Sammy, and that falls incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, great defensive play. This London Knights defense are showing up. We saw a quarterback hit in the previous drive that, stalled that drive. Another quarterback hit this drive. And they're looking in trouble against Carolina. And as you said, they're going to throw the ball if their run is not successful for them.
3rd and 10 from the 21. 10 minutes to go in the second. Here is Richardson, stands in the pocket, throws. Beautiful completion across the middle to Heath McDaniel Jr. Richardson stuck in there and took a hit.
Yeah, Heath McDaniel Jr. has been bailing out Carolina on a few of these plays, few of these drives. I believe this is his second first down conversion for the team, and gotta give him credit. He is the one who has been a consistent for this team, and yeah, I think he might. Sully might want to just target him a lot.
2 backs in the backfield. Harish Prasad on the line as an extra blocker. They'll give right side Logan Jack, and Jack brought down after a 2-yard pickup right there again to make another play was Cassidy.
Yeah, and despite a good seal on the right side, a great tackle by the D-line just cuts that run short. Almost looked like he could have broken away for a lot more.
2nd and 8 from the 42. They need to get to midfield to move the chains. Richardson, 3-step drop, fires on a corner out, wide open. Harish Prasad in a race to the sideline. 10, 5, touchdown. Harish Prasad, touchdown, Skyhawks.
Oh my goodness. And you saw that even before the ball was halfway throughout its flight, Prasad just blows by his defender. Nobody near him. In a mile, look at this guy. At least 5 arm lengths before any defender gets to him.
5 plays, 79 yards, 158-yard strike. They just left Harish Prasad alone on that play, Mark. You can't do that with Carolina's best receiver.
Yeah, Andy, you're right. And I don't think they even left him alone. They didn't do anything at all. They were just standing and they were caught with their pants down.
Not something you can do in any game, whether you're playing at home, away, up 17, down 17. Cannot leave a player that wide open. Otherwise, you're going to pay for it. Sully Richardson able to find Harish Prasad. And these Skyhawks break a 17-0 run by London. And Mark, momentum is broken a little bit. For a while there, it felt like the Knights could do no wrong.
Yeah, that's right. And it feels like the momentum is with Carolina, but you gotta admit that has been only one misplay so far by London. It's up to them to say, you shrug it off, carry on with how good they've been playing so far, and I think they still have a solid grasp of this game.
Return here for the Knights out to the 23, and that's where we'll see Angus McLean in this offense come back out. McLean 9 of 13 for 114 yards and a touchdown, finding Dayton Rhodes on their second drive of the night. They have also added a field goal and a special teams touchdown to make it 17-7. If you're just tuning in here, 9:03 to go in the second. The Knights now moving right to left across your screen in all black with yellow numbers. Handoff left side, Robert Merrill. Merrill is able to fight forward for 4. The former wide receiver turned running back.
Yeah, and this is what Carolina would have wanted to be doing. Throwing the ball early, getting points of their own, then running the ball through their own running back in order to, slow the game down with the lead. But now London is employing the strategy for themselves.
2 backs in the backfield. 3 wide receivers split out. They're going to give it up the middle. Iggy Swift stood up and dropped. Carolina not fooled a bit. Shravan Prasad there to make the play.
Yeah, and that was a good play overall by everyone in the defensive line, opening a hole for for Iggy Swift, only for Shravan Prasad, the only unblocked guy, making that great tackle.
3rd and 5. Carolina lines up in a nickel. Trips tight for London. McLean on a 5-step drop, fires across the middle, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. Looks like it made it to the receiver, but a great defensive play to strip the hands will force a 4th down.
And I didn't see who made that play, but whoever the defender was just hauled his ass off to the receiver and made the receiver was almost like he was wide open, but in a blink of an eye, the defender was there, and great defensive play.
4th and 5 at the 28, and they will have to punt it away. Phil Hunter on to kick this one. The 6'1", 204 punter will send it off, and Carolina looks like they're going to come after to try and block it. No, they will set up for the return. Here is the return man. Will bring it out across the 35 to the 37. Shea Carroll will set the offense up. 7:55 moving left to right. Mark, down by 10. You can definitely get some run going.
Yeah, you're right. And, 7 minutes in the second quarter, running the ball is also a good idea to slow the game down, chew away and that game clock. And, if they're able to score, just leave little time for London.
Sully Richardson, no touchdowns, 1 interception last week. Tonight, so far, so good. 1 touchdown to Harish Prasad. He's going to toss it out to Prasad again, open on a little bit of an out route. It looks like London overcorrected there and said, okay, we'll just not let you beat us deep.
Yeah, that's true. But still within schedule, 2nd and 6, 2 more plays, maybe a run in the middle for 3 yards or a short pass on the outside for 4 yards. And again, that's just within schedule, within plan of slowing the game down, just in time for the first half to end.
Twins bottom of the screen. London playing some man. Here they'll flip it out to to the fullback off the left side, Zoma, and Zoma will pick up a few yards. It'll make it 3rd and 5. Definitely manageable.
Yeah, you're right. Manageable. That said, we haven't seen Carolina convert a lot of their 3rd downs this game. Flashback to their first 2 drives ending in 3 and outs, and now they're facing another 3rd and down. It's up to them to respond.
1 for 3 on 3rd downs so far tonight. Richardson, 101 yards. He will sling it out near side. Prasad makes the catch, gets the feet in bounds, and is stopped before he runs over the water cart.
And our key player so far tonight for Carolina has been Prasad. That connection between him and Angus McLean, Sully Richardson, has been incredible. Tonight, 73 yards and 4 receptions. And I believe if Sully Richardson throws the ball, the target will very likely be Harish Prasad.
2 backs in the backfield, Logan Jack along with Zoma. They'll throw. They're going to dump it out on the top of the screen to Logan Jack, and he will pick up 3 yards. Interesting to note, Mark, that Sully Richardson coming into the game had the 2nd best completion percentage in the league. Very good considering only the 3rd, considering he has the 3rd most attempts for quarterbacks.
Yeah, I agree. And, that's why he wants to throw the ball. He is very efficient with that ball, and we see it here tonight. 75% completion rate.
Dumps it out to Jack, another completion. Jack spin move, little bit of shake and bake, has the 1st down yardage to the 40. Nice move, and these dump offs to the running back are definitely helping the Skyhawks move the ball.
Yeah, for sure. And when you mentioned that the Carolina are planning to run the ball through Jack, more, I believe throwing the ball to him is still a good play. Just, giving him more opportunities to touch the ball, getting him involved more, and getting him fired up a lot more during the game. He's only averaging less than 30 touches a game, between his receptions and carries.
Richardson over 1,000 career yards, attempts, over 7,000 career yards. He'll give up the middle to Logan Jack. Jack stood up. London right there to make the play. Only 2 yards for Jack.
Yeah, but they don't look concerned. They have a lot more time to play. 5 minutes, 40 seconds in the game. Just give the ball to Logan Jack. Eventually, he's going to find a hole. And so far, this game, he has had 6 touches. So that's just going to keep going up.
Prasad off the top of the line to the left. They have 2 backs in the backfield. Going to give on a power. Jack stood up and dropped. First one there to hit him in the backfield was Joe Duncan. Duncan couldn't finish him off, but Davidson wraps him up.
And that's what you call team defensive play. If one is not enough, a person has got your back. And that was a good play by London defensively, because it looked like if Jack broke away for the first one, there's a lot of green space for him to run through.
Gun straight here for Carolina. Sully Richardson in the shotgun. Low snap on 3rd and 12. Fires on the corner route. Picked off by the Knights. Bringing it back down the far sidelines. The interception is made for London by Tanner Hendricks.
You hate to see it when the defender jumps the catch before the receiver makes his own route. Incredible defensive play. And wow. London has got Carolina's number, Andy.
Hendricks, his 4th interception of the season, gives the Knights the ball back at their own 45-yard line. Two tight ends on the line. They will throw. Going to dump it out to the back out of the backfield, and that will be good for 9 yards. Merrill, the receiving threat, continues to show why the receiver moving to running back is working for the Knights tonight.
Yeah, and Merrill just balanced performance so far tonight. 6 carries, 3 receptions, 35 total yards. He has been a contributor so far tonight.
Two backs in the backfield again. Iggy Swift off to the left. They'll give it to Swift right up the middle, and he has first down yardage to the 45.
Okay, that was the first down. Okay. Well, yeah, Iggy Swift, another solid, and we're going to keep mentioning this duo of running backs, Robert Merrill and Iggy Swift, is going to be the main problem that Carolina will have to solve.
Swift moving the chains for another time tonight, has moved them once or twice more on short yardage situations. First down, McLean gives it a go! Open receiver! See you later! Touchdown, London Knights! They strike again. I think that is Dustin Zeck on the outside. The rookie scores his first career touchdown.
Impressive. And Andy, if I told you that they have scored way more than their season average, they already have 23 points this game. And it's only the first half. They have never scored this much on a consistent basis this season.
Missed assignment again, and London goes over the top, and McLean finds Zeck for the score and sets them up with a significant lead here with 3:41 to go in the second. A 45-yard strike on to end that drive. Kick from Delaney is up and good, Delaney, is up and good, and that'll make it 24-7. I tell you what, Mark, I'm just so excited about the touchdown. I'm adding Z's to words that don't belong. It's the Zeck effect.
I mean, when you see a play that impressive, Andy, 2 drives in a row, London is just scoring all night early on this game. Our over-under is 51.5. At this rate, London might just cover that themselves.
Kick is off. The Skyhawks will bring it out across the 20-yard line. Returned by Carroll up to the 26, and they got to get moving again, Mark. We talked about a couple of drives ago. They needed a score. They hit Prasad to keep themselves in a ball game that they could still run the ball in. They're in danger again of having to just go pass heavy.
Yeah, you're right. Well, statistically, nothing has been surprising for Carolina. They're one of the lowest scoring teams so far. The surprise is London for scoring at an incredible rate this game.
2 back. They'll dump it off the left-hand side. That is going to be good for 4 yards. Catch made over there by Logan Jack, the halfback.
Yeah, and you can see just from this quarterback comparison, McLean just outplaying Sully Richardson, whereas statistically, it's not the case. Sully Richardson edges McLean in terms of yards. Not tonight.
2 backs in the backfield, offset to the left. 3 minutes to go. Carolina moving left to right. Here is the handoff on the power play, and Jack will fall forward for 2. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and what I like and what London is doing defensively is they recognized early on that Skyhawks and Carolina would want to run the ball. And, just putting a lot of bodies in front of Logan Jack or whoever's going to run the ball, that is definitely effective in stopping any effort.
A throw that is caught on the left-hand side. It'll be good for first down yardage. Catch made on the outside by Shea Carroll.
Yeah, and good play right there by Shea Carroll. Running just beyond the sticks, ensuring that as he catches the ball, it secures them the first down, keeps the ball running, keeps the ball on their side of the field before this half ends.
First and 10. Richardson fires across the middle. Catch made, and that is first down yardage to the 48.
Yeah, and this drive, Carolina receivers are just fighting for every catch. You see them whenever they make a reception, they just fight for those extra yards, playing with heart.
2 minutes to go here in the first half of action. The London Knights and the Carolina Skyhawks. It's the SFL on YouTube and ESPN 252 Greenville, New Bern. Don't go anywhere. First down from the 48. Handoff left side. Logan Jack cannot get loose. He's going to lose 2 yards. The Knights read that the whole way.
You're right, Andy. They've been reading a lot of these plays to the outside. A lot of these plays where Logan Jack cuts to the left, and almost every time we see 3 or 4 bodies on Jack whenever he does so. So incredible game planning by the London defense.
Jeff Gagne makes the tackle there. It brings up 2nd and 12. Gun look again. Richardson, 2-step drop, going to sling down the middle. It's caught. That is first down yardage. I believe that's Sam Avalis, who's good to the 37.
Wow, and Sully Richardson with ice in his veins making those passes. And we talked about this early, Andy. He is very efficient. Well, so far, bar the first 2 drives, he has been converting on all 3rd downs.
Richardson out route there is caught by Jack Flash, and that'll be good for 7. And they're going to run hurry up here.
Go, go, go.
Out of the bunch, here is the play action. Richardson hides it behind his hip pocket, fires right side, caught.
Wow.
First down yardage to the 19 and out of bounds there.
Yeah, and that was a great out of bounds catch as well, stopping the clock, giving their team more chance to convert on this touchdown. I believe, Andy, they want a touchdown on this because 3 points, sure, they're going to be down 2 scores, but if they're up 14-24, that's more manageable next half.
From the 19, they can get a first down by getting it to the 8. Richardson in the shotgun here. He's going to throw. Fires. Corner route to the end zone.
What?
Touchdown! Skyhawks. Heath McDaniel Jr. goes up, and Muss is Brandon Ewing for 6.
You need the first down in the 8? No, thank you. We will take the touchdown. And again, Heath McDaniel Jr., who I said this guy is going to be a big impact this game. That is already a huge impact for him.
Right over the top of the defender, and that is good 4 points, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Carolina Skyhawks on the road. Down by a bunch. They were able to strike with 48 seconds left to go here in the second, and Whistle Jones on to add the extra point. Kick on the way and good for Whistle Jones. 14-24 now. These visiting Skyhawks clawing their way back in, Mark.
Yeah, I think more than clawing their way back in, just reasserting their dominance, saying that we can play our game of good offense. Just showing right there, Sully Richardson, what he can do.
It's a 9-play, 74-yard drive capped off with a 19-yard touchdown pass to Heath McDaniel Jr. to cut this lead to 10 with 48 seconds left to go here in the second. Now the question, can the Knights make anything out of it? Return up to the 25, 44 seconds in all 3 timeouts for the Knights. And what do you think, Mark? Push down the field?
I think either choice is good. Either you want to conserve your players, you don't want to injure them or wear them out, with still a whole half to go, or you still have your 3 timeouts. Push the field, throw those balls outside to stop the time, and maybe a field goal. So yeah, either work.
Gun look here on first down. McLean, 11 of 16 for 2 touchdowns. He's going to throw across the middle, tipped up and nearly taken away. The Skyhawks were counting their lucky stars, trying to exchange them for a turnover. Joseph can't come up with it.
And boy, are they super lucky, Andy. We have seen a lot of those tips go the defensive team's way, this past couple of weeks. Initially, you wouldn't think that would get caught, but the way things have been going in other teams' games, I would have thought that would have been picked off.
2 backs in the backfield, offset to this near-hand side. London moving right to left, now at their own 25. 39 seconds to go. They go up the middle, and Swift will only get a yard. Levant Irvine, his 6th tackle of the night.
Well, with the rate things are going, I feel like they're just going to be content with letting their clock run out, go to the second half. Happy with what they've done, trying to come back. And now it's only a 10-point game with what initially was 17, I believe.
Don't have to take a snap here. Could just let the clock run out. They will take a snap. 12 seconds to go. Fires on the corner. And that will be good to midfield. Wow, what a gamble by the London Knights. They roll the dice, and they have first down yardage, and they are in Hail Mary range.
And I'm surprised they didn't call the timeout sooner. I feel like it was 11 seconds to go when the reception was made, but incredible catch down the field. If the defender was a step too late, they would have gone for another touchdown. Boy, incredible. Even at the very last minute of this second half, London is just playing to win.
3 seconds left, and Angus McLean will line up a Hail Mary attempt from midfield. Carolina will put 3 defenders on the line, and Davidson Joseph, the other cornerback, lined up on the tight end. They are going to play bump and run. Joseph comes on a blitz. Late blitz maybe coming from the secondary. Down goes McLean. Not going to even get the throw off before Carolina's Christopher Colon puts him in the dirt.
Yeah, and 10 seconds is more than enough for Christopher Colon to find his way to your team's quarterback, and boy, did he find his way to Angus McLean. To Angus McLean.
That will take us to the halftime break. The hometown London Knights up 24-14 over the visiting Carolina Skyhawks. It's the Simulation Football League on YouTube and 252 ESPN. Greenville, New Bern. The Carolina Skyhawks on the road, the London Knights at home with a lead. Statistically, Mark, the time of possession and the turnovers really all that jumps off the screen.
Yeah, those turnovers have been key against Carolina. If you imagine, those 2 turnovers could potentially have been touchdowns. Carolina could have been in the lead, and that might be the difference this game. However, there's still a chance, Andy. I feel like the last couple of drives that Carolina had before the sack, promptly ended their drive. It looked very promising between throwing to Heath McDaniel Jr., throwing to all his receivers, Sully Richardson on 81%. Despite his interceptions, he has a quarterback rating of 117.5. So incredible play by Sully Richardson. He still can carry this team. What do you think with the defense of London, Andy?
Defense of London, I mean, they've had the one blemish, and then that last drive really worked them down the field. I'm interested to see whether Carolina can regroup at the half and come out with a little more gumbo, if you will. I mean, they really just need to put together more long-standing drives. They need to move the chains. They haven't done that very much. 3 of 6 on third down. That's only 50%. They've only ran 30 offensive plays, so really for Carolina, I think they just need to control the ball, Mark.
Yeah, I agree. It's really just controlling the ball, controlling the pace, and converting on your third downs. There's also probably a question of how more often are you going to run the ball through Logan Zach. So far, he has been averaging 0 yards per carry between his losses and his gains. His total is 0 rushing yards. So not very productive there, and that's what's put them in situations of third and long. So going into the second half, I think adjustments can be made into putting themselves into a position where they're not finding themselves in third and long, Andy, and I think that way they can be more successful and turn this game around.
Back here in Queensway, the London Knights with the lead will have to kick it back. The Carolina Skyhawks scoring before the halftime break will get the ball back. The ball is on the tee, and we are back from London, England. I'm Andy Hamilton. Joining me in the broadcast booth is Mark Lopez. It's the Simulation Football League on YouTube and 252 ESPN Greenville, New Bern. Return for the Skyhawks up out across the 20-yard line to the 22, and that is where they will start off back out on offense. Sully Richardson, 81% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns to 1 interception tonight. Leading receiver for the Skyhawks, Harish Prasad, 4 catches, 76 yards and a touchdown. The big one was 58 yards on a blown coverage for 6 for the Skyhawks. Gun straight look here again from the 22. First play is a dump off on a all slants, and that is good for first down yardage to Jack Flash.
There you go. Just play in the middle, play for those yardage gains. You don't have to keep going short and force yourself to third down possessions if you can make those clean plays and keep the pace going. I think it's a question of keeping the pace, keeping it clean. Don't rush it. And I know the pressure's coming through those defensive line, but they can do this. This is still manageable for Carolina.
2 wide receivers split out. 4 down linemen for London. Handoff
Wow.
left side, Logan Jack.
Wow.
After the spin move out across the 50. Logan Jack down to the 35. Strong run from Jack ignites the offense.
How about that blocking? 2 key blocks early on allowed Logan Jack to not only make it the second level, but break through one there. He spins there, and the second one there. Wow, and just Logan Jack and his blocking team. Incredible on that one drive. And Andy, that's what they want to see all game. And now that's the start. It's the first spark. We might see more of that.
Bunch of receivers to the bottom. Harish Prasad lined up there on the top of the formation. Single back is Jack. Short drop. Richardson out route is caught. That'll be good for 3 yards before being tackled on the outside. Heath McDaniel Jr. another catch tonight.
And good and Bo Martin Jr. to make that catch. Defending the zone really well. Not allowing for a lot of yardage gains, but 2nd and 7. We have seen Sully Richardson pull off a long drive last half. Will this be another one?
Gun straight again against the 3-2 of the London Knights. Richardson in the gun will throw, pumps once, fires across the middle, off of the helmet, I think, of Harish Prasad. No catch there. It'll be 3rd and 7.
And a little bit unfortunate turn of events. I feel like Sully Richardson was pressured by the secondary. All his receivers were covered. Had to make a pump fake, but unable to make that catch. Now got a pass again.
Gun straight look again. Sully Richardson alone in the shotgun. Dime look this time out of the London Knights. 4 receivers wide. This one is going to be a corner route thrown and picked up.
No.
Trying to find Harish Prasad. Hendricks again. Hendricks and spins off 2 and will get tackled at the 31. Tanner Hendricks, his 2nd interception of the night.
Oh no, and what looked like a promising drive for Carolina ends in tears with a huge interception. And Prasad was also there, but even better defensive play. As he said, Tanner Hendricks. In fact, he was blocked by his own teammate. But still, great interception. And again, that's what London Knights has been doing. That's been the story of this game. They just have Sully Richardson and Carolina's number between the fumble and the kick return. Now an interception again.
And the Knights take over at the 31-yard line, moving left to right with 9:15 to go here in the 3rd. Angus McLean, short drop on a gun, gonna fire deep down the field, caught over the defenders in double coverage. What a catch by Fox Highwind!
What a catch! What a pass! In only a place that Fox Highwind can do the reception. What a spiral as well, just in front of him, and Fox Highwind. Just the trust in his quarterback to put the ball in front of him. So all he had to do was lay his arms out. That was an incredible individual play and team play. The connectedness, the synergy.
3 receivers wide. McLean in the gun again. Short drop, stands in the pocket, delivers across the middle. Wide open receiver. Vincalia makes the catch to the 26.
Yeah, wide open, and the defender bit as well on the, I think it was a route to the right side. It left Kalia wide open, and the quick cut in the middle, good for 1st down. Wow.
McLean really feeling himself on this drive so far. 2 big throws, 2 big catches. Now they'll line it up. 2 tight ends on the top of the formation. Carolina in a 4-3 look with the cornerback walked up. It's actually a 4-2. Here's the throw for McLean. Going to dump it out left side. Here goes Merrill. Merrill spins and pushed out of bounds, but not before picking up the 1st down yardage to the 15.
And that's 3 straight plays that end in 1st downs. Wow, Angus McLean, and don't look now, fans of Carolina, Angus McLean now up to 257 yards on 71% completion rate. He is on fire.
Only 15 completions tonight, 71%, but 12.2 yards per attempt. And they'll line it up in the gun again. 4-2 look out of the Skyhawks. McLean going to throw. Stands in the pocket, throws the out route that is caught. And out of bounds goes Highwind, his 4th grab. That one good for 5.
And Andy, it takes a special kind of talent to throw the ball in the line of sight, or sorry, trajectory where a defender is in that trajectory, but just high enough that he can't make a tip. That was a great pass in my opinion, Andy, and good on the receiver to convert on that play.
3 receivers wide, 2 backs in the backfield. Merrill is right behind Iggy Swift, who's offset to the right. They're going to give Swift up the middle. Crunched. Swift, gets a yard, but nothing more before Irvine pops him.
Yeah, and that's actually just a great read from the defense. And a couple of those lineups, we've seen them hand the ball over to Robert Merrill or throw the ball, dump it off to Robert Merrill. But a quick switch to Iggy Swift, quickly read by the defense.
Empty look here. McLean throws on the out route. That is the first incompletion of the drive for McLean, and it will end the drive right there at the 9. It stalls out.
And now they're looking to kick the ball. It puts them up 13 points, which actually is not the best position to be in because only 2 touchdowns by Carolina, and suddenly London is behind. But still, in a good position they are. That was a solid drive, Andy. And yeah, I like what Angus has been doing coming out of the first half, coming out of the second half as well. Great stuff.
Seems to be slinging it all over the field. This one is up and good for London. That is 27-14 now. The Skyhawks find themselves down, still only 2 scores. Defense bending but not breaking after the turnover.
Yeah, and now Carolina, their chance to come up with points of their own, still scoreless in the second half. And we mentioned this, or you said this, Angus McLean slinging the ball around. His receivers, Fox Highwind, 5 targets, 4 receptions. Vincalia, 6 targets, 3 receptions. Zek with 3 targets, 2 receptions. And just spreading the love all around is Angus McLean.
Benji Matson, the only receiving threat that London has not hit. He did have the fumble return touchdown, though, so he has touched the ball tonight as well. Carolina has hit every receiver that they have for at least 1 reception. Logan Jack, 7 carries, 33 yards, the only real sore spot for this offense. Gun straight again. Carolina really utilizing this formation tonight. 3-2 look out of London. 7:03 to go in the third. Sully Richardson throws on the slant route. Incomplete, but there is a flag. That one's got to be interference.
It's definitely an interference. Got my tongue tied. What a game this has been for both London and Carolina, and it is a pass interference, and they will accept.
Telemax Scarborough, the offender, the linebacker, got his hands there a little bit too early, and the Knights will give Carolina some free yardage, a first down to the 33, and with 7 minutes to go in the third, Carolina moving right to left across your screen will have a new set of downs. And if you're Sully Richardson or Angus McLean, if you're Sully Richardson, Harish Prasad in this offense, you got to love that. A bunch in the bottom of the screen. London going to play man. Here's Richardson. Out route wide open. Heath McDaniel Jr. is good for 6.
Yeah, solid drive. Or a solid play right there. 6 yards. Another 6 yards gives it first down. So it's just a matter of slowly but surely making your way. And as I said, just play safe. The one downside to the previous drive was the interception. But no interceptions, and they've been looking good.
Bunch bottom of the screen. Jack Flash, the tight end on the top. Play action. Richardson avoids one. Going to sling near side. Out of bounds. Incomplete. Richardson did everything he could to get away, but the timing was thrown off just enough.
Even if you don't make a sack, Andy, that's the impact of an elite defensive line. Just the pressure. Throw off the timing. Don't make the play develop as the offense wants, and they come away with a stop right there. 3rd down and 4.
3 receivers wide, 1 in the backfield. Jack, the lone back on 3rd and 4. They have to get to the 44 to move the ball. They will give it to Jack up the middle. That's not going to do it. Right there to make the play was Scarborough, and it's 4th down again.
Yeah, and Scarborough, 8 solo tackles so far this night. He has been on point when targeting Logan Jack. And curious decision, actually, Andy. I don't know what you think about it, but handing the ball with 4 yards to go, Logan Jack, before his 33-yard run, was averaging 0.
Kick is away. The Knights will call for the fair catch at the 21-yard line, up by 13 here, Mark. They really should, pump the brakes a little bit and make this a long-lasting drive. They seem to air the ball out a lot on the last drive.
I mean, I gotta appreciate them playing aggressive. It didn't end out to be a touchdown in the previous drive, but it's probably their way of saying, we're gonna step on this snake's neck, cut off the head before it sort of revives and come back.
Shotgun look here for Angus McLean. 3 wide, and he's going to throw. Going to float one on the corner route, and then it's picked off. Davidson Joseph strikes, and the Skyhawks get the ball back on London's side of the field.
Another INT for London. Sorry, for Carolina. It was an INT thrown by London in the first play of the drive. It might actually be enough to demoralize London in this half, because what seemed like they were able to take the ball back. Now suddenly Carolina is in fantastic position, and London's 41 to convert for a score.
Mark, I tell you what, you told me that they don't need to just run the ball, and well, they paid dearly for it. Sometimes you should listen to the man with the microphone.
Exactly. Wait, I have a microphone.
2 running backs top of the screen. They will hand it to Jack, and he will lose 2 yards going backwards.
Yeah, and London just, trying to fix or erase their mistake by playing good defense of their own. Not gonna allow Carolina to make further progress on their field.
2nd and 12 from the London 44-yard line. Single back, 4 receivers wide, 3-2 look here for the London Knights. Richardson under center to throw. He's going to fire. Harish Prasad, and how is that not interference? The defender got there early. I almost threw any flag I have here in the booth.
I know. That's right. He was so early. But I don't know, man. It's either the ball didn't touch the receiver's hands at all. But yeah, weird play, but 3rd and 12. We'll see what they can do.
Gun straight here for Richardson. 3 receivers to the top of the screen to throw. Richardson going to take a shot down the middle. Tipped up. Bobbled around and incomplete. Finally falling to the turf. It'll be 4th and 12. Hendricks was trying for his 3rd.
Buzzword of the day is uh-oh, because a lot of these passes have been thrown in coverage. Well, credit to the defensive team as well, just collapsing their coverage to the intended receiver before the ball reaches the receiver, and great defensive play, but very scary pass right there. And you got to hand it to him. He had to pass with such a long position, 3rd and 12. He hasn't made a lot of those conversions. Only 3 of 9, good for 33% now.
Marquise Reed climbs the ladder and knocks it away, and Carolina punts again. That turnover turning into no points for the Skyhawks. They have struggled to keep drives alive in this game, Mark. Really going big play or short play, no middle.
Yeah, and they live and die by the extremities of their plays. Short runs, they die. Their drives die because of short runs that don't yield them anything. Long plays, long passes that have been completions. Wow, they've been doing well on those.
3 receivers wide here for McLean under center. 5:01 to go here in the 3rd quarter at their own 14. Handoff, Robert Merrill dropped. Right there in the backfield was Levon Irvine.
Yep, that's what I call a wall. Robert Merrill in queue just slams his face into the wall, and what happens when you slam your face into the wall? You slam your back onto the floor.
Trips tight. 3 receivers top of the formation. Tight end here on the bottom. 4-2 look out of Carolina. 1 in the backfield. McLean going to throw in a corner route.
Nice.
Jump ball caught at the 31. London's Fox Highwind hauls in another one. The jump ball receiver goes ahead and tells the entire Skyhawks sideline, yeah, I caught it.
Yep. He's showing he got hops right here. Fox Highwind riding the wind, making that huge play as if he had wings on his feet.
Just climbs the ladder and brings it down and moves the chains for the Knights, and that really has been the difference, is a receiver who goes up to get it. Three receivers wide here, two in the backfield. They will throw again. McLean under pressure gets rid of it. And Joseph should have taken that away. That would have been something right there. Read the route beautifully.
You're right. He had a great idea of where the ball was going. Unfortunately, his body wasn't positioned quite well enough to make a catch in that one. If he was probably a step earlier and able to turn sooner, he would have come away with it. But still a pass deflection. They're gonna live with it.
Three receivers wide, 2nd and 10 from their own 31. London moving left to right, wearing all black. Give up the middle to Iggy Swift, and Carolina right there as he picks up 2. The white jerseys and blue pants of the Skyhawks, and Trevon Prasad, number 99, brings him down at the 33.
And the one nice thing that Carolina has been on top of this game has been their running defense, despite 15 total rushes between Robert and Iggy Swift. They've only limited them to 2.3 and 1.6 respectively.
Empty backfield here. McLean on a 5-step drop. Pressure coming. Unloads underneath. Caught. Turning up the first down yardage. What a catch made right there by Dayton Rhodes. A beautiful route to pick up the first down.
Where were the defenders? He had probably 4 yards. He was able to extend that play for 4 yards before any defender was there to hit him. And that's probably kudos as well to both the route running and the game planning by London. Just, when you set yourselves up for success, a guy like Angus McLean will drop that ball into success.
To throw. McLean underneath is caught, and that will be good to midfield. A 7-yard pickup before being knocked down for Kalia.
That is play number 6 of this drive. They're up to 30 yards this drive. And tell you what, Andy, London, 7 drives and 7 plays on their first drive. The one play that ended interception. They have been grinding out this Carolina despite that.
Handoff middle. Iggy Swift has the first down yardage to the 47. Swift, Mr. First Down. He doesn't need a ton of yards, just needs to keep moving those chains for the Knights.
Yeah, I agree, and that's multiple times this game, whether it be through his running in the middle. I feel like, Andy, if I'm correct, there were a couple short passes as well that ended up in first down for him. So yeah, a big impact on that side of the game.
Swift, 9 carries, 16 yards. They will give to Merrill. Merrill redirected, and down he goes in the backfield. A flag on the play. Might be a face mask.
It might be, but I wonder if... Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of as well. Oh.
They're going to call face mask there on the defender. Merrill got turned around by his face mask. An ugly one there. And luckily no one got hurt on that one. And it'll set London up.
And you don't want to see it. You don't want to see that as London. You almost had them to another punt, but you're giving Carolina another chance. If you're Carolina, you'll take it.
1st and 10 from the 34. London moving left to right. 3 receivers wide. 2 backs in the backfield. Now they're going to throw. Fires on a corner route. Caught. Down all the way inside the red zone to the 14. Nice catch there made by Fox Highwind, the big play receiver for the Knights.
And that puts Angus McLean to over 300 passing yards this game. A humongous game by this quarterback so far. And Highwind as well. This McLean-Highwind connection has been really good.
Shotgun look here for McLean again, looking to sling it. This would be his 30th pass of the night if they do throw. No, excuse me, now walks up under center. 2 in the backfield. McLean still will throw. Dropping back, firing, complete to the near side. Spinning to the pylon. No, down to the 1. But a great catch by Zach.
Oh, boy. We have seen this multiple times this game. At 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line of Carolina. London has been throwing that ball to the right side, to the corner route. And Carolina, that time they were able to stop a touchdown, but it seems like they have no answer for that specific play.
You know what it might be time for? It might be time for 34. Give it to him. Get Iggy with it. Touchdown, Swift. His first career rushing touchdown for the fullback.
What a way to get his first touchdown off of a dominating drive by London, and that was a great call as well. If I was Carolina, and which is why I'm not a coach, I would have expected that to be another throw, seeing as how McLean has been slinging the ball, but great play. Wow.
Knights are beating down on the Carolina Skyhawks now 34-14 here, 43 seconds to go in the third. Extra point coming on the way by JT Delaney. Just enough passing for London on that drive, and then they run the ball in, and the extra point is up and good. 34-14 here in London. Well, the Knights stayed up late, and so far, Mark, paying off. Their offense has been getting a lot of points, and their defense been forcing turnovers, kind of surprising this Carolina team.
Yeah, you're right. But if you're London, if you're the coaches of London, it's sort of expected as well. They have been, on point in pulling turnovers away, taking the ball away from their opponents. It's just that Carolina so far has been unable to stop the flurry of passing, the flurry of running, just the mix-up that London provides or that they post against the defense. And yeah, up 34-14. That's all credit to this incredible offense tonight.
Starting at their own 26, Carolina has split backs in the backfield, 3 receivers wide, give up the middle, and Jack will pick up a yard.
Yeah, and this has been the story of the game. See right here, he had a long of 33, but despite that, averaging only 3 yards per carry. Incredible game planning by the London Knights. Probably sniffed out that a lot of run plays will be run through Logan Jack, and just putting a lot of bodies. I mentioned that earlier. It's a real point that they've been able to enforce.
Give Jack left side, angles back inside, and he will lose a yard there. It'll be 3rd and 9 from the 27. That'll take us to the end of the third quarter. A 20-point London Knights lead. Don't go anywhere. You're staying with us. It's the Simulation Football League on YouTube and ESPN 252 Greenville, New Bern. Well, for those of you just joining us, London, England, the scene of tonight's game. I'm Andy Hamilton. I'm joined by Mark Lopez in the booth, Rochelle Colston and Tom Rahman in the stats truck for us, and Carolina down by 20 to the hometown London Knights. Richardson fires and completes on 3rd down up to the 44-yard line. The yardage is caught by Shea Carroll.
Yeah, great play right there. Shea Carroll with a great catch, but if you're Carolina, don't rest on your laurels yet on that one play. Still a mountain to climb, 20 points in 10 minutes and 45 seconds. You gotta, we talked about this in this position. Now they're forced to pass the ball, in my opinion, more so than running through Logan Jack.
Sully Richardson, 21 of 30 tonight, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Going to throw again here on 1st and 10. Out route tipped up and incomplete. Dangerous pass. Will fall harmlessly to the turf, but Hendricks there again.
Yeah, and just staying in the zone really well, reading where that ball might be thrown. And, these defenders, especially on that one play, they really show that they have really quick hands, high IQ, and incredible play on that one.
Harish Prasad standing at the front of the bunch here to the bottom. Jack Flash on the top end. Richardson going to throw, fires into traffic and incomplete again.
Yeah, a lot of those pass deflections. Let's see, London already up to 4 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, and let's not forget about the few drops or so that Carolina has been having. So really, London on point with stopping the pass, not really stopping, but limiting the passing plays. 65% now for Sully Richardson.
4 receivers wide, 3rd and 10. They got to cross midfield and get to the 45 in order to pick up the 1st down. Richardson stands in the pocket, going to fire quickly on a corner route caught. Heath McDaniel Jr. down to the 30 and fired up.
Oh, boy. And, boy, you should be fired up, man. 82 yards and 6 receptions. He's averaging 13.7 tonight. And Heath McDaniel, the yards machine so far for Carolina, has been saving them on a lot of third and long situations, really. But yeah, we talked about this early in the game. And now he is showing it. The numbers are showing it. Sully Richardson, throw to Heath.
3 receivers, top of the screen. Give Logan Jack off this right-hand side. Jack will get a yard up to the 29. Mark, it's imperative that they find the end zone here, down by 20 points. Just a 3-possession game, but can't really settle for field goals this late.
Exactly, and not only are they fighting the score, they're fighting the time. They only have 9 minutes to do it.
2nd and 9 here from the 29. 3 receivers wide. Jack the lone back. They will give Jack up the middle, and Logan Jack picks up 3 yards there. Brings up a manageable 3rd and 6 from the 27.
I'm going to take a guess, Sandy. They're going to line up shotgun, and then Heath McDaniel will convert this 3rd down for them.
Well, all right, Tony Romo, let's see what you got. From the 27, 3 receivers, top of the formation, 1 to the bottom, 3-2 look out of London. Richardson in the shotgun from his own 27, collects the snap, going to sling this one across the middle, caught, tie the tight end, Jack Flash for first down yardage to the 16.
Can I take half marks for calling the shotgun? But wow, what a great play that was.
Flash getting involved there, his 4th catch of the night, up to 38 yards. On those 4 catches, has caught all 4 targets. 4 receivers wide again, 3 to the bottom of the screen, 1 back in the backfield. Richardson flanked by Jack. 3-2 look out of London. And Sully Richardson, pressure coming, has to unload to the back of the end zone. Caught! Oh, the feet in bounds! We'll have to check after the flag. But if so, Heath McDaniel Jr. just made one of the better grabs of the night.
Oh, is it?
Holding on the offense will wipe that penalty or wipe that catch off the board. Doesn't matter if he caught it or not. Bring it back. We're moving backwards. The Skyhawks fall prey to a penalty.
And you hate to see it when Heath McDaniel played out of his mind to pull that pass down into the touchdown. Now, 1st and 20. Let's see what they do.
Richardson to throw again, fires to Harish Prasad. That is caught. It'll be 2nd and 16.
On the bright side for Carolina, 2nd and 16, we have seen Sully Richardson throw for more than 15, more than 20 yards in one play. So this is definitely not impossible, but London will definitely put up a challenge for Carolina to convert on this one.
Split backs, 3 receivers wide. Harish Prasad on the top of the formation. 4-2 look out of London. Going to flip it out to Logan Jack out of the backfield. He'll pick up 3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 13 at London's 18-yard line.
And credit to the London defense just loading up that side so that if a dump-off happens, and that's what did happen, a lot of bodies are there to meet Logan Jack on that one.
Gun straight, 3 receivers, bottom of the screen. Harish Prasad on the top. Richardson to throw. Pressure coming. He's sacked. Brought down in the backfield by Joe Duncan. His sack is the 1st of the night.
Wow. That is at least the 3rd sack tonight to Sully Richardson. Not only is that the 3rd sack of the night, that has been, I think, the 3rd sack in the red zone, or at least close to the red zone. And a lot of these London defenders have just been playing clutch defense in those situations that could have been touchdowns for Carolina.
Whistle Jones on to try and kick this field goal here to cut it down to 17. Kick on the way from Jones, and it is good from 42 yards. The field goal made from Jones will make it 17-34. And I think that penalty backed them up so far, Mark, that they really had no choice. I think if that was maybe a 4th and 5, they would have gone for it.
Yeah, totally agree. But it is unfortunate. It's one of those things, you look back, film, clean up those kind of plays. You don't want to, it's a kind of game where losing off of a penalty doesn't really feel good. But still, what is this? 17-point game. There is a tiny sliver of hope at 6 minutes and 55 seconds. If I'm London, just run the ball.
Return here is out to the 24, and that's where the Knights will take over. And for Carolina, their run defense has been pretty good, have given up just over 30 yards on 17 attempts between the two backs. So if London does try and run the ball, Carolina will definitely get the ball back as long as everything holds close to the law of averages. Two backs in the backfield, three receivers wide here for Angus McLean. 4-2 look out of the Skyhawks. McLean, 5-step drop, stands in the pocket. Pressure coming. Sacked! Sacked by the Skyhawks. They get to him. Cologne brings him down, his second of the night.
And that's a start. That's a start for a very momentous comeback if it ever gets down to that. 2nd and 15, a loss of 5. They would need a lot more of those huge defensive plays to turn this way around.
2nd and 15. Single back in the backfield. McLean to throw. Dumps out to Merrill. Merrill spins and picks up 2.
Yeah, and this is the kind of defense that you hope to see early on in the game. But unfortunately, London were burning Carolina on their passing play. Angus McLean especially making accurate throws 70% in the night. But now they find themselves 3rd and 13. Keep the drive alive, otherwise Carolina has a tiny chance.
Big play for the Skyhawks, trying to get off the field. Blitz coming late, dumps underneath, caught but well short of the sticks. Carolina gets a stop, and like I was saying, Mark, they're not out of it. 17 points with 5 minutes to go is around when they'll get the ball back.
Yeah, I agree. It's 17 points. Let's see, that would be 2 touchdowns and at least a field goal. But it's going to be up to several things. One, they're probably going to rely much less on their running game, which has been not that fruitful either. But number 2, doing so is risking Solly Richardson and increasing his number in this game.
Richardson, 25 of 37, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks tonight. 85.4 is the QBR. Leading receiver still, now is Heath McDaniel Jr., 6 catches, 82 yards and a touchdown. Edging out Harish Prasad, 5 catches, 80 yards for him. 3 receivers wide, 1 in the backfield for Richardson. 4-2 look out of London. Here's Richardson to throw. Fires underneath, caught. That'll be good for 2 yards to the outside to Carroll.
And I don't know about you, Andy, but I feel like now is a good time to be sort of going to their run, to their hurry-up offense, because at 5 minutes, you really want to push that game, push that pace, and get at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, got to push the ball down the field here. 2 in the backfield, Twins at the bottom of the formation. Harish Prasad working out of the slot. They will throw out of it, going to fire down the field, and oh, how is that not interference? McDaniel Jr. was there. The defender beat him to the spot, bumped him, and no penalty.
I don't know if the referees are on vacation right now or if their vision is on vacation, but I agree with you, Andy. That looked like a pass interference. Unfortunate for Carolina, but 3rd and 8, they're going to have to pull off a heroic play on this one.
4 receivers wide. 3rd and 8, 4:40 to go in the 4th. Carolina from their own 38 will throw. Richardson fires across the middle. Caught. First down yardage. Shea Carroll to the 49. 4 receivers wide. Back up to the line quickly. Richardson, another snap. Stands in the pocket. Delivers, and it's incomplete. McDaniel Jr., intended target. Batted away on the outside by Gagne.
Right, and when the team is trying to mount an insurmountable comeback, as the defense, you just got to play solid D. Read those plays really well, because really the option, whenever a team is back in the corner, their options are typically lower. And when they are only throwing to either Heath or Harish, those are good plays to just deflect those balls away from those guys.
4 receivers wide. Richardson dumps out of the backfield to Logan Jack. Jack down to the 48, and they're going to go hurry up again. 4 receivers wide. Prasad on the top of the screen. They're going to throw. They will fire to Prasad, and it's caught. First down yardage to the 31. Now under 4 minutes to go, moving left to right, down to London's 31-yard line. Richardson to throw, dumps out of the backfield, off this right side to Jack. Jack picks up 2.
Those dumps to Jack have not been quite successful. They have to throw longer on this one.
4 wide again, 3-2 look out of London. Sully Richardson using too much time. Snap the ball. There it is. Here is Richardson to throw again. Out to Jack again, and he will lose yardage.
Ooh. Okay, still the same formation, though. It didn't look the first 2 plays, Andy.
4 wide again, 3rd and 9. Got to go downfield. Richardson pressured, gets it off to McDaniel Jr., picks up 5. 4th and 4, decision time. Well, I mean, what do? You need a field goal. Might as well kick it.
Yep, that's right. Kick it, and then going on to 3 minutes, really just a lot of miracles have to go Carolina's way to, even come away with a tie.
Whistle Jones on to try and kick this one through. He's 2 of 2 tonight, long of 42. Snap back kick on the way from Jones, and it is good from 42 yards. He ties his long of the night, now 20-34, a 14-point lead for London.
So yeah, Carolina just showing heart. Unfortunately for them, the past 2 drives ended up in scores, but only for field goals. Missing out a lot of points on the table. They could have been up to 28 this part of the game.
With the onside kick, London bobbles it, still on the ground, and I believe that it's still there. Carolina came up with it.
Wow. We said many things have to come their way. Well, that's one. Andy, we saw a game that had 2 of those offside kicks come away with the kicking team's, way. And this is game we already see 1.
Man, enough time for the other side of the line to come all the way across the field. A special teams play by London on the punt return earlier nets them 7 points. Could this special teams play net the Skyhawks 7 points? Down by 14, 2:44 to go in the 4th. From their own 40-yard line, they start with split backs in a spread. 3 receivers wide. Harish Prasad on the top of the screen. Here's Richardson to throw. Stands in the pocket. Fires Prasad. First down yardage across midfield to the 47. They will rush back to the line here. And Richardson, short drop, dumps out of the backfield to Logan Jack. Jack only picks up a yard.
Great tackle right there.
They will rush back up to the line. 4 down linemen for Richardson to throw again. This time dumps out to the fullback out of the backfield. First down. Oh, Tony Zoma lowers the shoulder. Throwing, Harish Prasad caught. First down yardage to the 19, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. 14-point game here in London. Don't go anywhere. It's the Simulation Football League on YouTube and ESPN 252 Greenville, New Bern. Play here in London. From the 19, the Skyhawks trying to strike and make this a 1-score game. Still have all 3 timeouts in their back pocket. Richardson stands in the pocket to throw. Fires, corner route, end zone caught! Touchdown, Carolina! Heath McDaniel Jr. says, we're not out of it just yet.
3rd touchdown by Heath McDaniel Jr. He is just on fire. He will carry this team to the victory alongside Sully Richardson, of course. But what a play, what a drive, Andy. And I got to share my sentiments with the London fans in chat. If you're them, this is not funny. You were up 17. Now you're up only 7 in what looks like still a lot of time, actually, with 3 timeouts.
A 13-0 run for the Carolina Skyhawks have cut this lead down. It's currently at 8. This field goal would make it 7. Whistle Jones on to try and add the extra point. Kick is up from Jones and good. 27-34. 7 points the difference. They just recovered an onside mark. Do you dare try another one?
I mean, it is probably the only way to do it because otherwise they're gonna have to struggle with preventing London from forcing a first down. But that's how it's been so far with Angus McLean slinging the ball really well.
They
It's a
are
bigger
lined
challenge.
up for it. Jones kicks it away. London fields
Uh-oh.
it. The Knights learn their lesson, and they are going to field it at the 41.
Well, it's if they gotta prevent a field goal here. That's the only way to stay in this game, I think, Andy.
I agree. They do have all 3 timeouts. 1:54 to go here in the fourth. London sets up at the Carolina 41. They are in a heavy formation. Carolina has been superb against the run tonight. 2 in the backfield, give up the middle. Iggy Swift. Swift will pick up 3. Carolina burns their first timeout. They really just can't give up a first down here.
Yeah, a lot of things. They can't give up a first down, and even then, they wouldn't even want to make it reach to any more yards than this, because at 38, they are approximately 54 yards away from a field goal kick. So keeping it at this point is probably ideal for Carolina.
2 backs in the backfield again. Nickel look out of the Skyhawks. 2 linebackers in are Shravan Prasad and Levant Irvine. Handoff right side. Ooh, no and nowhere. Merrill stuffed up and dropped at the line of scrimmage. Carolina, their second timeout used, and with 1:45, it's 3rd and 6.
If they get just one more tackle on or behind the line of scrimmage, and they have very good odds heading into their potentially their last drive of the game with this amount of time left.
3rd and 6. 2 backs in the backfield. They've split 3 receivers out wide. McLean under center will hand it off left side to Merrill. Merrill with a block, but he's going to get ran down.
Oh.
Right there to make the play was Zane Doty. They burn their last timeout. From here, Mark, it would be a 51, 52-yarder. Do you dare attempt it?
Tough call to make, Andy, because one, if you make it, you seal the deal. If not, London is gonna... Oh, they are going to punt it.
The punter is on. Sorry to cut you off there, Mark. I didn't want you to talk too much once they made their call. Punter is on for London. They're going to kick this one away. Carolina's Shea Carroll stands back to return. 1:41 to go. Clock is rolling. Punt is away, angled towards the top sideline. Gonna bounce at the 9. Gonna bounce at the 4, the 3, the 2.
Wow.
Stop dead at the 1-yard line. Carolina will have to go 99 yards.
Andy, if there is one clutch team, it's probably the special teams of London. That might be the one that seals the deal. The punt of destiny. Will it be the punt of destiny?
Center. 1 back, Richardson to throw, stands in the pocket, fires, caught, Heath McDaniel Jr. First down yardage to the 13. Now they're going to run. Back up to the line is Richardson, leads his men there with 1:17 to go. Fires, flash, first down to the 24.
Man, same play, same result.
Continuing to move the ball. They'll get back up to the line, now down to 106. No timeouts for the Skyhawks. Richardson dumps out of the backfield. Logan Jack off this left side spins.
Wow.
Jack to the 34. Stays in bounds, though. They got to get back to the line. 2nd and inches. 50 seconds. 49. Richardson stands in the pocket. Sacked! Dropped back in the backfield. Sack made by Duncan. 3rd and 4. Richardson stands, fires.
Wow.
First down yardage to the 46 where they can spike it.
30 seconds.
They hurry up to the line. No, they're going to go 3 wide and go hurry up. There's the spike. Sorry, excuse me. They ran up and didn't look like they were going to spike it. They did with 26 seconds to go. 2nd and 10.
Maybe, but still quite a bit to go. What is it? 54 yards. 26 seconds is probably good for 2 more plays before resulting to a Hail Mary situation, but it's up to Sully Richardson, up to 426 yards tonight.
4 receivers wide. Richardson in the shotgun. Takes the snap. 2-step drop. Stands in the pocket. Fires across the middle. Caught. Wow. Reached Prasad to the 37. No, excuse me. I think that was Avalos. Either way, the catch is made. They'll hurry up and spike it. Snap the ball, Richardson, down to 10. There we go. 10 seconds left. 2nd and 10 from the 37.
Oh, man. I am at the edge of my seat. When London was up 17, I thought it was game over, but Carolina showing their mettle, why they are still 3-4 and why they are good for the playoffs. At least that's what they're showing.
10 seconds, may be able to get 2 throws off. Richardson in the pocket, has 4 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Richardson, pressure coming, evades, going to sling it, sidearm off the run, slings back of the end zone, tipped up and incomplete. 2 seconds left, 3rd down. They are going to have a Hail Mary attempt to finish this one off.
Oh boy, what a great defensive play overall by both ends of the field. You know, the trenches, the D-line, just showing pressure, showing a lot of hands, a lot of bodies, preventing any good passing, route or parabola. But yeah, just great coverage overall.
4 receivers, bottom of the screen. Avalis in the slot on the furthest inside. Prasad in the middle. Here's the pressure coming, and Richardson goes down. Finishes the game off with a sack. I think it was Ewing who came off the corner. Brandon Ewing finishes the game for the Knights. They hold on and survive at Queensway.
What? I'm at a loss of words, Andy. Oh boy.
474 yards of total offense for the Skyhawks, but the comeback falls short. The London Knights, with 2 interceptions from Hendricks, finished this one off. It was a long-fought game, but Carolina could not come back when it counted. A Hail Mary sack at the end finishes it off. The Knights survive at home.
Yeah, you're right. That sack, that is going to haunt Carolina probably for the next week, because they really got to protect their quarterback, in those kinds of situations. At least give him a chance to throw the ball, but you gotta give credit to London. All night they've been dominating Carolina, but early on we said they bent, but did not break. Definitely did not break on this one. Came away with the win. Incredible by both teams, actually, Andy.
Good game by both. Nonetheless, Carolina will fall on the night. They are going to lose their 2nd straight game, now falling to 3-5, 1-3 on the road. London wins their 2nd straight game. They jump to 2-6, still alive in the playoff hunt.
I'm gonna take a guess and say that it's gonna be Angus McLean who is the player of the game. He has played incredibly well tonight on a very efficient 71%. A QBR of 114, and a total yardage of 342 yards. I think I'm going to give my player of the night to him.
Definitely plenty of players playing well tonight. Both quarterbacks had good nights as well. Iggy Swift, his first career touchdown up the middle. And your player of the game for the night is Angus McLean, 24 of 32, 328 yards and 2 touchdowns, as the London Knights rattle off their 2nd win and jump up to 2-6 in the standings. For all of us, this has been the Simulation Football League on YouTube and ESPN 252, Greenville, New Bern. I'm Andy Hamilton. For Mark Lopez, Cameron Irvine, Tom Rahman, and Rochelle Colston, thank you and have a good night.